Welcome to Beasnael. We are not the same. In the spirit of Chinese New Year, we are coming to you from Chinatown, where it's a rewarding adventure for many. In the spirit of travel, we would like to say another one on this rock, proving that we are not the same. Derrick Akinyanju. Beasnael, we are not the same. I am here. I'm so excited. I have an amazing young man named Derrick. I'm going to let him say his last name. And this young man is quite special, coming from the diaspora, but born and raised here and doing amazing things for us. Derrick, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. My last name is Wanguma.
Wanguma. Is there a meaning to it, or?
No, there's no meaning, but my middle name has more of a meaning, which is Zumuzo.
Oh, say that again. I love that.
Zumuzo.
Zumuzo. And what does that mean?
It means show me the way.
Oh, well, there you go. Just show me the way. Beasnael, we are not the same. We welcome Derrick. Derrick, tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Absolutely. So I'm from Los Angeles, born in Hollywood, born to a single parent immigrant who migrated here when she was 21.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've earned 2 degrees, one in TV media and one in cinematography.
Wow. Yeah. And so you just, there's so much that you just gave us in that one little introduction. Yeah. We'll get back to that. But you know what inspired you? I know that you're very much in tune in the world of entertainment. What inspired you to get into the world of entertainment?
It's more of the trend growing up in Los Angeles. Just as like a young black boy, you want to fit in, so you fit in what's going on. And being from Los Angeles, you can't help but be part of the community that's all about music and dancing and entertainment and having fun. So I guess it started like in school, high school. If you want to be cool, recognize, get the girls, you gotta learn how to dance. And that's where it really started from.
Yeah, but you know what? Dancing seems to be a natural thing when you're, from the backgrounds that we are from, or if you're a black young man, right? But the thing that I find intriguing is that in high school, I thought everybody danced, but not everybody can dance. You took it to another level, right? So. Yes. What are some of the highlights of having the background and origin that you have that have helped mold who you are?
It's kind of like having the best of both worlds, because even though I'm Nigerian born here, I'm looked at as an African American. So I blended in with both worlds.
Right.
So
right.
I have the morals and respect and knowledge of where my mother comes from,
right,
in our culture,
right,
but also blending in as an African American in this country.
Oh.
So it was I think the best highlight is just being even Nigerian at the time.
That's
right. You know where you come from.
Yes.
So
yes.
You apply it to what you already have growing up in California. It was very easy to blend both worlds together.
Absolutely. I think you touched on something quite important. When you know where you come from, you can actually have a foundation that will guide you to where you are. And yes. I really admire that. Beasnael, we're not the same. Coming from you, to you, if I can speak correctly, I'm excited. From Coquette Couture, as you might have heard some noise in the background, but we are in the shop and we're bringing the show to you in honor of Black History Month. And we welcome Derrick. Derrick, so you talked about, growing up from a household of a single mom, and not only any kind of single mom, I believe a single Black African mom.
Yeah, very different.
If you can, without maybe revealing too much, tell us a little bit about your mom and the hand that she had on all of you and your siblings.
Yes. So my mom, she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And me growing up with her, I've always been by her side.
Nice.
It's a little different because growing up, you have to understand, like now you have to teach your children if you don't handle them now, the streets will.
Right.
And I'm not saying just the streets, but like meaning like the police will, the law will, the outside world will train them if you don't.
Well said. Yes.
So my mother, she already ingrained in me what it is to be an African boy.
Ah, yes.
And the first thing first is education. Above everything.
Right.
So I already had that growing up, but as far as like being with her, it's always just been me and her. The first 10 years till my brother was born.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of like I've tried my best to be the first son, because there's rules within Nigerian culture as the first son.
Oh wow, what are those rules? Tell us a little bit more about those. The ones that you can tell us.
So there's a thing my mom would say to all her girlfriends in her clubs. She'd call me her American Express. Meaning,
okay. Do it in her accent, because I know the last time you imitated her quite well. She's gonna get us for this.
Well, she wouldn't say it like it's her girlfriends that would say it, because when and a lot of Nigerian friends of mine can relate to this, even at this time,
right?
Because our parents took us to their parties.
Oh.
So my mom would never leave me at home. She would always take me everywhere with her.
Smart woman.
So that's why her girlfriends would say, "Oh, that's your American Express. You never leave home without him."
Oh my gosh, I love that. Actually, there's a lot of meaning to that. That's wonderful. Well, in honor of Black History Month, I know I'm very close to your mom. What would you like to say to some of the mothers? And also, we're in the middle of, the love month, the Valentine's, month, I call it. It's not just one day. What would you like to say to the African moms? And I specifically dwell on that because of the times that we're in, especially during this pandemic. Because that's...
I would say you are appreciated.
Well
just
said.
like how Tupac would say it, we would say it every day, you are appreciated. And they are doing the most every day to keep our children close. Because not only that, like, we have to understand our children are being targeted as well.
That's right.
You may not know it.
Yeah.
They're targeted all across platforms. So, even last year, every week, a Black mother is losing her child to something on the street. It could be violence, police brutality, sickness. You are appreciated for the help that mothers are doing now every day, especially Black mothers that go through it a little harder than most.
Absolutely. The struggle is real. Yes. No, sorry, I interrupted you. You didn't finish what you said.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, they're doing a great job.
Yes, they are.
They're doing a great job, because Black mothers, they have the responsibility of the entire family.
Yes.
On their shoulders. They have to look even after the husbands.
Yeah.
Because Black women are more masculine as far as just being a woman. They have to be strong. They have to be independent. They have to be prepared for everything. Yeah. We that's a whole different topic, but
that's real deep what you just said, though. That the Black women have to be masculine. They have to be strong. They're innately strong, but the fight that they have to actually go through is deeper than most people can realize. So a shout out to Black moms out there. Happy Black History Month. Derrick, wow, a beautiful conversation. Derrick, now, how has the pandemic affected you?
So I want to say it hasn't really affected me at all, too much. I want to say I've been benefiting from it, actually.
Wow. Okay. Elaborate on that.
So I like to travel a lot, and this pandemic has chopped the rates in half.
Yes.
So it's allowed me to reach certain places that I normally wouldn't pay for full price, but I'm paying it at half to one third of a price.
I hear you on that. Isn't that amazing? Yes.
I still have a job.
Yes. That's
so
good.
I've benefited from it, but I would say most others it's a different story. But for me, I've been benefiting from it, and I'll continue to benefit from it and use it to not hurt me, but to gain from it.
To gain, there's a lesson there. There's a lesson in this pandemic, and I think you said it best when you said, I've benefited, whether it be it positive or negative. I think we've all benefited from the pandemic. And there's a lesson in this. So we appreciate, your transparency. You actually, there's more to who you are. You're holding back a little. I wanted you to just completely let it all out for us. You love to travel, you just mentioned. Tell us a little bit more about what's in store for Derrick.
Yes. So it's a big package. It's a very loaded question for me. I've recently made a life-changing decision to go after my dreams.
Wow. Okay.
And when people say that, it's like, okay, what are your dreams? You're talking about it, but I don't see the action for it, right?
Yes.
This life-changing decision is traveling. I love traveling. I love exploring the world. I love talking to people. Okay. I love learning new cultures and languages and tasting the foods and all that. And in this time, I understand that these dreams are a lot more accessible than they've ever been before.
Absolutely.
Never been before, right? So we have platforms like Facebook, Instagram,
right,
and monetization. How this works is you can create a brand, you can create yourself as a public figure,
right,
and create content, which is nothing, into something of a niche, right?
Yes.
And if people are engaging in your content, you can profit from just being yourself.
It's true. That's
in
true.
The niche that you're targeting. So travel, with that being said, I want to travel the world and show people what it's like to travel, not only as a Black man, but what it has to see or hasn't seen before through my lens.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's deep. Now, through your lens, you talked about that, but also you're holding back still because you mentioned YouTube. I think a lot of people don't know exactly what you are and what you've done. Elaborate on some of the work you've done that's out there that we can have access to.
Yes, I've tapped into many different communities. And I'm not saying like just to learn who I am. I know exactly who I am, but I'm a very open guy.
Yes.
I've tapped into dancing.
Yes.
Tapped into drawing.
Yes.
I've tapped into creating costumes. Like I even sew. I can make those costumes. Yeah.
You sew, Derrick?
I can sew.
See, I did not know that about you. That's phenomenal. But you talked about dancing. What kind of dancing? Because I've seen some of your videos and you're just out of this world, Yeah.
So giving that I'm from LA, there was a dance that was created early 2000s called Crump.
The Crump, yes. Yeah.
And it was a huge thing. It's still widely practiced around the world, mostly Europe and LA now. They're both shared. And this dance has taught me how to control and move my body to where I can dance to anything now.
Wow. What goes into that kind of dance style? What kind of regimen? I wouldn't even call it a ritual, but a preparation to go into that kind of dance style.
It's actually very similar to other African dances. We all share the same fundamentals.
That's interesting.
Breathing, muscle control, and rhythm. Very similar, but it's just the energy's pushed out differently in Los Angeles than as you would see shoko.
Shoko. Yeah, you're talking to someone. They say I have 3 left feet. Y'all be quiet, the ones that make fun of me. They say I have 3 left feet. That's not true. But one day you'll have to show me some of these dance moves. But I want to speak a little bit more about some of the things that you do that actually have brought us to this level. You're very humble, which, I know it comes from your upbringing. But I believe, as a young man who was raised by, we can safely say, by an immigrant, sometimes we get lost in translation in terms of who we are, because you said, you're seen as an African American, but back home, people see you as an African. And also as a young man from Nigeria, what are some of the challenges that have actually helped, make you who you are right now, Derrick?
Yeah, it's very simple. I think one of the most humbling experiences is just growing up under a single household. You quickly realize you don't have the same privilege as your neighbor.
Wow. Okay.
You learn that you're only really given enough, and that's all you can really have. And you learn the difference of, hey mom, where's my grandma, grandpa, or where's my aunt and uncle. You don't have that because I'm a first generation here.
Right.
And you quickly realize the stuff you see in your classmates, that they have it and you don't.
Wow.
So that type of upbringing it's long lasting, and it molds you into a man that understands, if you want to change your future, you make those decisions to make sure your children don't go through that. Wow. I'm not saying mom did anything wrong.
No, but yeah.
It's just the way this country is designed.
That's true.
Generational wealth.
Yes.
And there was nothing for me because my story started when my mother came here.
That's deep. Yes.
So,
yes.
With growing up, just being a single parent, you're molded into a much stronger individual because the value of you're seeing your mother going to work 5 days a week, doing overnight for 10 years.
Right.
Seeing her come home from work super drained and tired.
Yes. These
type of things mold, even not just me, just Black men, into much stronger individuals when we're older.
Absolutely. Wow. Beasnael, we are not the same. An amazing conversation with a fellow young man friend, Derrick. Derrick, you love to travel. Where are you headed?
So I'm going to Colombia this Thursday.
Oh, you are? This Thursday? Wow. Wow. And let me ask you this. Do you speak any foreign languages?
I've practiced Portuguese for a year.
Oh, wow.
And I dabbled in Chinese. I've been learning Spanish from my trip to Colombia. I haven't learned my mother's native tongue, but when she speaks it, I would understand. You
understand, yes.
But not enough to hold a conversation. So a few languages, yes.
Yes. No, I ask you that question because I think for the norm, when most people are thrown into a community and they're used to hearing, phonetically different, sounds, it makes you have an open mind. And I'm talking to the mass, the multitude. I think the world is comprised of so many different cultures and so many different beautiful people that when you're open-minded, then you can welcome. And you're grounded because of the things that you went through, especially with a single mom. I think you took it as a positive, and you've made it what you've done with it right now, and I'm super excited. Beasnael, we are not the same. We have Derrick Wanguma. I said it right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a little project. You're still holding back, Derrick. There's a little project. I'm serious. There's a little project, okay? And this is why you're the highlight of Beasnael. We are not the same for this month, for Black History Month, because it's not every day that we get our own. And especially a young Nigerian African-American man who decides to pack up and move somewhere. So what's that all about?
So it's not about packing up and move. It's about changing my future and career path.
Okay.
So this issue, I wouldn't even say issue, but this is more dormant than most people realize, because growing up in the United States, we're often taught how to be workers, but not business owners.
Wow. Yes.
when you go to school, which
Right.
is nothing wrong with that. When you go to school, they're teaching how to work for somebody else.
Right.
Any degree you study is medical, kinesiology, film, mathematics. These are all degrees that work in a field where you apply for a company that's someone's dream art that's made, right?
True. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
The problem is, like I said, these schools teach you how to be a worker, but not a business owner. And right now, the Black community that I'm involved with, a lot of communities, we're backtracking how we learn this now.
Yes.
Because if you see anywhere, even probably the building you're in, it's owned by somebody.
Yes. Yes.
There's a CEO to every building. Someone owns something. It's not just sitting there.
Yes.
So this journey of mine is taking back my life and making the money that I want to make for myself. Because the company that I work for,
right,
there's a glass ceiling, and many people can't understand that. But saying they'll tell you you can reach the top,
right?
But then when you see it, there's actually a ceiling in front of you.
Always, yes.
Always.
Yes. Yeah.
And with this time, 2021 technology, the way the world is moving, towards the internet,
right,
social media,
yes,
platform, entertainment. I want to change the way I make my money so I can live for a living. I talk about that.
I'm loving this.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Traveling is my passion. I've always loved going around the world, meeting people, talking to people. But what if I can turn it into a career?
Wow. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that dream of saying, oh, when you work for a job that you love so much, it's not even a job anymore. That can be true.
Yeah.
But nothing good comes easy. You have to earn it. You have to work hard for it. And I'm using my platform on YouTube.
Right.
To do that.
Nothing good comes easy. You just said that. You've given us so many nuggets, Derrick. I'm loving this. Wow. Okay. Single mother, you are an inspiration to so many. And I say this because I've gotten a little glimpse of who you are. Dance, technology. You tell us what else you do, but also your mind, a young mind that's actually pushing the next generation to another level. Beasnael, this is why we are not the same, or are we? Right? And you have mentioned actually, the world of business ownership. Yes. And I think in today's world, I don't know why, but I keep standing on young Black men, but I think just our community, we're the biggest consumers. So they say, right?
In the world.
Yeah, in the world. I did not realize that.
We are the biggest in the, oh my gosh.
Wow. So if you had to create a movement per se, what would you say? Because you just gave us some really interesting nuggets. I mean, wisdom.
It's it goes far back as to why we're consumers and not business owners. I don't have all the answers. I'm only gonna really talk about me. I don't want to be that person. I mean, we've all been that person.
Right.
But I want to say, like, now we're taking the steps to change that narrative.
Right.
Of us spending towards materialistic things that give no value for us.
Yes.
Because that's the problem. My ancestors were not slaves in America.
What? Elaborate on that as I'm fixing my little tie here. You got me so excited. My tie is moving around. Anyways, go ahead. I'm listening.
So people, like, I have a lot of friends. I talk to scholars all about this. Like, when you're saying you're African American and then you're Nigerian, it's two different entities.
Elaborate on that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes.
We come from the same diaspora.
Yes.
We're two different entities.
Okay.
Because the way I like to explain it is the African Americans are, I won't even say slaves, they were imprisoned.
Okay? Yes. Yeah.
And that imprisonment lineage comes down to today, which is they were stripped of their language.
Wow.
Their culture.
Wow.
Their livelihood.
Yes.
And that emptiness is still there within the DNA. So that's why they consume, they buy things to fill that void, right? Because to be African American is to be stripped without language and culture. It's rebranding.
Yes.
So that's why when I say I'm Nigerian, my ancestors were not slaves.
Right.
They were not. They were colonized at some point in Nigeria because the British even our arts.
Yes.
And they have it still in the museums over there in their country for sale.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So when it comes to consumerism, like right now, we're teaching our children, our upcoming children, even the men that are around my age, to change how you spend money.
Yes.
Take that money and invest it into land. Like even me, I'm looking at land in Nigeria.
Wonderful.
You can buy a land in Nigeria at the size of a supermarket for $3,000.
That's amazing. Just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, Beasnael, we are not the same. I can even say my own show. The dollar value in other countries is a little bit more potent. And so you're able to purchase certain things at a great value. But what I'm noticing that a lot of us who live here forget is we go through the daily hustle and bustle. And so we spend and we also pay bills, but just something as small as $10 when it's sent overseas makes a big difference. So $3,000 to you here might sound like it's a small amount. That's actually, some of our rents here, in California. But that's quite an achievement if you're there. So that's impressive. So go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, that's just one of the things I'm looking at, because right now I want to create 5 to 10 streams of income within the next 2 years.
Wow.
So I can be financially free to do what I want.
Okay.
Which is traveling.
Why within the next 2 years? Because I know you know a little bit about money, so tell me.
So I gave myself small goals. So this year I want to aim for 5.
Gotcha.
And next year another 5.
Okay.
I believe then I'll have 10 streams of income to where I can be free to do whatever I want, invest into whatever I want, and still travel and live this life of not working for the man.
Right. Wow. Well, Derrick Wanguma, Beasnael, we are not the same. Derrick, how do we support you? Because I know you're so humble. And shout out to your mom, Stella Wanguma. I know my girl. She's a fighter. We love you, Stella. And that's Derrick's mom. She's a powerful nurse, very knowledgeable. And we've worked, we are nurses, health first. And I think she's instilled in you the sense of knowing your why. And I believe that's why you're able to even mention some of the things that you've just mentioned. I'm impressed. So how do we support you?
I really have a GoFundMe that I made, but it's more than just GoFundMe. Like, I need to meet people. I need to network. I need to talk to people like you that can give me a voice to spread what I want to do. I have a GoFundMe that I created, which is going to help me a lot, because I've already saved a small amount of money for this travel. It's still not enough. But I have a GoFundMe, which is called Living for a Living.
Living for a Living. And it will be flashed on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the show, so you can support Derrick. But yes, Living for a Living, right? Yes, and why that title?
Because it's about changing the way we work as far as living. So I don't want to work for a living. I want to live for a living.
That's beautiful. Okay.
So this GoFundMe will help me a lot as far as money being raised. I've already raised $1,000 within
That's beautiful.
just
Yes.
a week or two.
Yes. Yes.
Because with that fundraiser, I created a story, like a background story to introduce people to who I am.
Yes. Yes.
And it's going to be there. It's going to show everything of my background, where I'm at now, and what my future plans are.
Wow. you're multi-talented. I mean, the list goes on and on. You're in entertainment. You know about business and finance. You know about, real estate, if I can say so. But you're also so grounded that my heart goes out to you. How would you like to encourage someone who grew up with the same background or similar to the background that you've had, especially from this country?
I want to tell them to get into the internet, know how it works, understand tech,
Gotcha.
understand how to monetize. People's lives are changing every day from simple videos from their cell phones.
Yes.
Just their cell phones. Be vulnerable, I want them to be vulnerable. Document your life because people are watching.
Yes.
You don't know, God will make ways. I've seen it happen to all kinds of people.
Amen to that. Yes.
Recording their everyday lives, and then one day they go viral, their whole life changes.
Absolutely.
So my message would be to the young crowd is to get into tech, understand how to monetize yourself, get into YouTube. YouTube's a great platform that people should even make today. It's perfect. It's the opportunity to jumpstart your dream passion, because YouTube is a platform which is for you. Anything that you're passionate about, make a video of it, and if it goes well, YouTube will pay you to keep making that video of what you like to do.
Isn't that times have, well, your mom would say this, and my parents would say this too. Times have changed. Changed. If I can, elaborate on that. There was a time where cell phones didn't even exist. There was a time where computers were humongous, space-looking products that you could not, that would take up a whole room. So I like what you said about YouTube, and also just being so transparent that people are led into your life. And I think that's what, stems from your love of travel, because it brings everyone together. Was there a product that you put out? I know of it, but you have to elaborate on what you have out there for us. What's one project that you've had, that's successful, that's out there?
So I've created a website that's going to allow me to earn money as I go. Digital product.
Okay.
My website will launch next week.
Wow. Okay. And is there a name already? Because next week is almost here.
The website name is called Paint Your Lifestyle.
Paint Your Lifestyle. Yes.
And
not paint the town red, okay? Some of you.
It's Paint Your Lifestyle. My brand is literally the life that I'm going to live.
I love
Meaning,
it.
like, you have to live it how you see it. You have to design how you want to live. Okay. So this brand of mine that I've created is multiple platforms to help people. Let's just talk about the photos.
Yes.
Today is about your cell phone.
Right.
People love looking at themselves in their phone.
Don't we, especially Africans, we just, they just dress up and we're in front of a camera. Yes.
Whether it be video, whether it be streaming, whether it be photos. So let's focus on the photo part. I've created a digital product to where it can enhance your photos and also enhance your travel experience.
Wow. Okay.
So, for example, let's say we're going to Maldives, right?
The Maldives, yeah.
And you take photos on the beach with your family and friends, whatever, right?
I'm already thinking about it. Okay.
I have custom color presets that I've created to enhance the glow, saturation, and highlights, midtones of this area to where it can enhance your picture to give a more Maldives aesthetic.
Wow. Okay. I think I need you in my in my entourage, That's phenomenal. Wow. Well,
and there's more. Obviously,
there's more. Beasnael, we are not the same. A moving conversation with Derrick Wanguma. Derrick, what's next? I keep asking you this.
Well, a lot. So I'm going to Colombia this week, Thursday.
Okay.
For my last vacation as an employee with my current job.
Okay.
Because I'm quitting next month.
He's quitting, y'all.
Quitting the job to pursue my dreams. And when I say I'm quitting, I mean I'm not quitting that I'm not saying I'm quitting for my job, but I'm quitting ever working for anybody else.
Wow.
Like I'm tired of working and building someone else's dream because it's not helping me at all.
Yes.
None of it. So this is more of like a life-changing decision to where I quit of the old lifestyle and create a new lifestyle for myself. So after I quit, I'm going to Egypt first.
Wow. Why Egypt?
I've always wanted to go to Egypt.
You've always, okay. So
it
starts with what you want to do, and visualizing and then working towards it. Because from what I've heard, just our whole conversation, you're following your heart with what you know, but you also, you have a passion. You have a passion. And I think what I've gotten from just listening to you is entrepreneurship is key, because everybody is an entrepreneur.
Everybody.
Even where I stand, Coquette Couture had a dream. They had a mind, something in mind, and now we're able to benefit from it. But sorry, I keep interrupting you because I get so excited. Go ahead.
No worries. No, speaking of I'll get to the Egypt part, but you made a great point, because the old style of working is building a business, a facility, working a 9 to 5, which there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the old style.
Right.
The new style is, like I mentioned before, the internet.
Yeah.
Imagine working no more because the internet is working for you. The internet never sleeps. So if you create a product or a service,
right,
to where you can stamp it on the internet and people can just click to buy, you're making residual income in your sleep. Passive income. Yes. Because it doesn't make sense to me, especially in the content creators that I know. Right. I know people that quit their job 5 years ago and they created a digital product that's online. And they said they can never go back to that type of work style because the internet does it for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then moving on to Egypt, I chose Egypt because I've already hit most of the countries I've always wanted to go to, which was Japan.
Wow. Yeah.
Thailand, Mexico, Spain. I've been to Nigeria, Paris. Like I've hit all these places already.
Derrick, when did you find time to do all of that traveling? Because you worked a 9 to 5, and I know the American, we only get so many days of vacation.
So the company I work with, they already gave me the time off at the beginning of the year. Already. So it's handed to me in a way where you have, let's say, 160 hours in 1 year.
Okay.
You have to manage that for the whole entire year.
Oh, okay.
So how I managed it was I would book a flight towards, just say, Thailand, and I would book it around where there's a holiday, so I don't take as much PTO from my job. Right. And then I would fly every 4 months or so for about a week.
Right.
And it would be just enough to carry me over till the year. But I've only been with the company for almost 3 years, so I've done all the traveling as much as I could. I've done it part-time. But full-time will be different because I will have all the time I need to upload videos.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Every day. Yeah. And I can do whatever I want. But the problem with this type of journey is when you are doing this full-time, you're no longer earning income from anymore.
Right.
It's a leap of faith because the way I'm doing it was I already knew I wanted to do this a year ago.
Okay.
So I saved.
Okay.
And this money that I saved is the amount of time I will have before YouTube will take off on my channel.
Right.
So it's to secure this type of job that I'm looking for, I need as much time as possible, which is as much money as I can borrow or save or whatever. And that's kind of the risk factor, because what if it doesn't happen? Well, then I have plan B and C, but I didn't tell you.
Right. You have those are key nuggets, because I think Black History Month, I wanted to highlight you because you're young, but you've already got a plan, especially financially. And the thing that I think some of us forget is that it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. And you have to speak up about what you want in life. And that's when the people that will support you or the people that believe in your dream actually will help push you forward, because at the end of the day, our gifts are not ours. They come back and help everybody. I don't know, but this is how I think. And I think some of the things that you've said have helped me, because you talked about saving, you talked about ownership, business ownership. And then you talked about just being organized. It takes time to succeed. And you just said it. You've been thinking about this. It didn't happen overnight. It was something that was going on for a year, maybe longer. And then you already did your homework. You've traveled the world. Then you said, okay, I'm going to choose. Okay, enough about me, enough of me talking. You go ahead and finish. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very believer in faith and passion, and I would, like I said in my video, I would much rather take my chances going after my dream than staying at my current job building someone else's dream.
Absolutely.
And that's where the passion comes from. I've been inspired too. That's another thing. I've been inspired. It takes inspiration to be inspired as well.
That's right. And
I've seen other people that I follow who went a similar path, not quite.
Okay.
But it's all about taking that leap of faith to go after what you want.
Absolutely. Beasnael, we are not the same. It's about passion. It's about faith. It's about trust. It's about foundation. We are so proud of you, Derrick. What would you like to say to the show, and in honor of, the times that we're in, and also from where you come from? Give us a little bit of, words of wisdom.
I want to just say thank you for having me on this platform.
You're welcome.
I hope, not that I hope, I will come back and tell you, the success I've made.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate every moment talking to you. I think about this every day, honestly. It's exciting. It's scary.
Yes.
But the path I'm walking isn't blind. I have firm faith in God that He will provide the way. I also want to say, I just want people to see me for who I really am. I always like to say, let people see you, the real you.
Yes. Yes. Transparency is everything. It's what's helped me with everything that I've done in life. I am so grateful. Beasnael, we are not the same. And there you have it. Derrick, say your middle name again.
Zumuzo.
Zumuzo. And what does it mean again?
It means show me the way.
Show me the way. Beasnael, we are not the same. I am humbled. I am honored. Thank you, Derrick.
Thank you.
Well, what did you think? Join us next week for another beautiful conversation with our surprise guest, Sheshe.
ERAH, Sandra, ISZADORE. Everybody's getting it, okay. With the Jones, so cute. Check your content and see if it is okay. Before you Jones, so cute. Even when situation is crooked, we are still very okay. Everybody's